Buona, ci mai facci? Somebody asked me the other day why they feel like they're always broke, yet they are working a full-time job. Let's start with the math, where the actual problem begins. The federal minimum wage, which hasn't moved at all since 2009, might I remind you, is $7.25 an hour. An 8-hour shift at that rate is roughly $53.50 after tax. That is what one full day of your labor will get you right now in the USA in the year 2026. And so let's figure out what actually you get out of that. So let's look at some of the basics that people will buy at the grocery store. A gallon of milk, a dozen eggs, maybe a loaf of bread, a pound of ground beef, a pound of chicken breast, 5 pounds of rice, 5 pounds of potatoes, 3 pounds of bananas, 2 pounds of dried beans, 2 pounds of pasta, a block of cheese, maybe dash some coffee in there, because, you're gonna need some coffee. You need caffeine in your system to be a good little worker bee. That is your entire day's wage. Gone. Not including your rent, your gas to get to work in the first place. Let's just hope you don't have a horrible fall or become ill, because those doctor visits get awfully expensive. None of your utilities are included in that, not your electric or your plumbing or the trash or whatever. And you can forget ever owning a home. Let's be honest here. That's just your food, and not even a week of it. Full time at minimum wage is $15,080 a year, roughly $1,160 after taxes. The average asking price for your rent in America right now is hovering around $1,900 a month. Rent alone is roughly 169% of your entire take-home pay. And that is before you have spent a single dollar on anything else. Even at some of the cheapest places in the United States, you're still just barely scraping by at the federal minimum wage. And again, none of this is taking into account any sort of entertainment. You want to go out to the movies, go out to dinner, buy the new game that just came out, whatever. That you can't afford to fucking live in this country anymore. It has been overtaken, and I'm going to say something that if you are one of my subscribers and you happen to fall within this age demographic, this isn't directed at you. Like, if you watch my videos, you're my subscriber, you probably know, you already know this, but boomers, fucking boomers, I hate it. I fucking loathe when they tell you to just pull yourself up by the bootstraps, get that second job, stop being fucking lazy. No, fuck that. This is not okay. This is not normal. If somebody's trying to gaslight you into telling you that you need to work 2 jobs just to get ahead, tell them to fuck right off. That's not a problem with you. That's a problem with the system that you are living in. The fact that we are even working 40 hours a week, where in other countries, that's already beyond their maximum amount of hours on average. Like, there are countries out there where you can work 30 hours a week and still live at least comfortably. This is not something that we should just accept for being normal. You are not lazy because you refuse to capitulate to bullshit. Overall, consumer prices up by 94%, groceries 93%, rent is going up by 147%, home prices up by 137%. College tuition up by 188%. Hospital services up by 293%. Health insurance premiums are up by 319%. A new car's average is $49,855 right now. That is up by 145%. Wages are not keeping up with any of that. And it isn't that things just cost more. It's the fact that the things you do buy have gotten cheaper and harder to fix. Manufacturers would rather just cheaply glue shit together rather than using screws so you can't fix it yourself. It puts you in a situation where you're more likely to just say, well, I just gotta buy a fucking new one because you can't fix it yourself. You are paying more for less, a lesser product that costs more money. And these fucking tariffs have not made this any better. Federal Reserve Research estimates they have pushed core goods, their prices up by about 3.1% through February of 2026. Roughly 90% of the costs of these tariffs are not being put onto the country that the tariffs are placed onto. They are being placed onto us, the consumer. It's just a tax with a different name, stacked on top of everything else. It's also not to mention that's why homelessness has gone up by 27% since 2013. Let's run the last 26 years, another 26 ahead at the same rate that we are going at. A house would cost you around $944,000, rent at about $4,850 a month, and a new car around $122,000. Tuition triples, hospital visits quadruple in price. A family health plan that's about $27,000 a year today would run about $113,000 a year. Sure, if wage growth holds its historical place, the median earnings could roughly hit about $142,000 a year by 2052. The rent would be up by $4,850 a month. That new car is $122,000. And that health plan is about $113,000 a year. Both sides of this ledger will grow faster, but the cost will be even faster. Here's the part that worries me more than the actual fucking numbers. I was watching somebody talk about this very thing where I got a lot of this information from, and it's ridiculous to quantify it, to put it into numbers. I'm bad with numbers, but they did it, and it's fucking scary. And this trajectory, I see a lot of truth in it. Let me tell you about this. So what happens when the cost of living goes up to such an extreme? Well, what about employers? What happens when they start supplying your housing? When they start to supply your healthcare, your car? At that point, it isn't just a job. It is your entire life. If you lose your job, you lose everything. It's not a job at that point. It's a company town with a badge system. That's what happens when the government's role in making your quality of life better diminishes, but your private company, your employers, they start to become even bigger, and they start to become the very lifeline of your existence. An institution that you cannot vote your way out of, whose leadership only answers to shareholders, not you. And yes, of course, we have huge problems with money in our politics, but this would be significantly worse than anything we've ever experienced. We at least have some semblance of democracy here. I'm not talking about something in this far gone, hypothetical future. We are already moving in that direction. Young adults are staying with their parents longer because they have to. People are either delaying or just refusing to have kids entirely because we can't afford this shit. Again, like I mentioned earlier, home ownership, that's entirely out of the fucking question. We're not approaching it. We are standing in it. And at this current trajectory, it's only going to get worse. Eventually, you run out of things to skip out on. You cut back on your expensive little dinner dates, you cancel your subscriptions, yada, yada, yada. You get my point. At what point does hardcore budgeting no longer work because the system itself is so fundamentally broken? We may already be past the point of no return, but maybe not. I'm not saying this will happen, but I'm just saying at this rate, that's where we're going. That is the only end road I see. We need to get rid of this oligarchy. We need to cut corporate money. Like, corporations are not people. We need to keep them out of our politics. Get that dirty money the fuck out of here. We have a chance to turn this all around. But this is why people have to wake up and actually pay attention to what the hell is going on. But so many people are so complacent. It's like the entertainment that we go through on a daily basis. You know, you watch the new movie, go to the new show, or whatever, you play a new game, whatever. We all need our escapes. I'm not saying that you should feel guilty for having an escape, but I'm just saying people need to pay attention a little bit, especially getting closer to elections. You need to really know who the fuck you're voting for. It's just like with Donald Trump in 2024. There was already plenty of evidence to show what kind of fucking con artist he was. And yet still, over 70 million red hat wearing chuds went out and voted for his ass. And many of them, while they are regretting their vote, it's too late. The amount of corruption going on in this government is unlike anything I thought I would ever see. And so, again, when you have like an older boomer type of person and they come out and they're just like, oh, just get a second job. Just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Why are you living with your parents? That's why I don't judge people that I don't live with my parents, but it's not easy. It's never been easy ever since I moved out way back, but I don't judge people anymore for living with their parents. I woke up eventually and I thought, you know what? I get why Susie at work is staying with her mom for now. I get why Kevin from a fucking Sonic or wherever, I get why he's crashing on his parents' couch to save up some extra money. Because that's the point. That's what we're living in. Like, I don't know. This shit riles me up. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate this so much. So, anyways, I wish I had some more hopeful things to say about it. The only thing I can say is we have a chance here to vote our way out of this, but only if we spread the word and we vote for the right politicians. You all take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. La revenderi dei candate.